That's the worst thing that can happen. Behind the green is the clubhouse. If you go there, you have a 2-stroke penalty. You lose the U.S. Open. In front of the green is the worst bushes you've ever seen. So he has to either put it on the green or he's dead. So his caddy, who was a great caddy, wanted him to play way left and take 2 long putts and get into a playoff. Bryson said, no, we got to go for the win. He takes like an open-face 9-iron or wedge, which normally you wouldn't use. It's a very hard shot. And he hits it 4 feet from the hole. Now, for a golfer, they would say, that's not so good because they have to sink a 4-footer because they can't sink 4-footers. That guy can sink 4-footers. So he still had a 4-foot putt that broke a few inches to the right, which is considered harder than breaking to the left. He stood over the ball, hit it, went into the hole. He wins the U.S. Open. So that's called a champion's heart. So it's great to have you. You're a great champion. You won a lot of golf, U.S. Amateur, a lot of tournaments. And you know, you're just the beginning of your great, you know, your age is where they really become great. 31, 32 years old, that's when, if you look statistically, they do the best from 31, 32 to 40, except for Vijay. Vijay won all of his tournaments from 40 to 50. Vijay is the one unique player, right? He became great at 40, but you're at the exact perfect age, so great. You're a great champion. Thank you. It's great that you're here. Maybe I'll take a chipping lesson from him. He's a good champion. So I also want to thank Casey, I want to thank you for being here. James Blair, I want to thank you. Where's James? What a job he's done. You have your beautiful family, James? Yes, this guy is so good. You know, I wasn't sure. He was very quiet, and I kept hearing he's very quiet. But I'd hear from other people he's a total political genius, but I didn't say it because he was always, I don't know what it was. Maybe he was intimidated by the office of the president. But I heard he was like this brilliant guy. I'm telling you, sir. And then they gave him a very high position. I said, he's so quiet. They said, he's not quiet, sir. Maybe he's quiet around you. He's not quiet. And that was 2 years ago. And you know what? He's not quiet. He's incredible. The job you've done. Thank you, James. Great. Is the other James there? Because you have 2 Jameses. They're both great. So I used to call him Big James and Little James. But the problem is he's not little at all. And I don't think people like being called Little James. But I meant it very affectionately. But Big James is like 6'7", and he weighs like 320. So he's big compared to almost anybody. So then I said, okay, I'll change it. I'll call him Big James, and I'll call him Brilliant James. But that's a real slight on Big James now. So I just keep calling him James, whoever comes. But you've done a great job, and I appreciate it. I know you're working on that situation for appointments, and that'll be great. Pull that off. Naomi, thank you very much from Bedminster. Naomi is here. She does a fantastic job, and I want to thank you. I want to thank Erin Elmore. Is Erin here? Erin, come here, Erin. She's marrying the most powerful man in the administration. She's getting married to the great Dan Scavino. Is Dan here, or is he working? He's too big. Come on up here, Aaron. You think Dan has bad taste? You won't believe this. Mickey Gallagher, another great golfer, is here. He's the head pro at Bedminster, and come on up here, Aaron. You know the First Lady? Want to say a couple of words?
Sure.
Because she's a great hostess. She hosts professionally everything, and she's the best. But now she's probably going to, let's see, is she going to choke? No. Is she going to be the opposite of Bryson? Go ahead, say a couple. Great, great.
Thank you, Mr. President, First Lady, and to everyone, Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for having me. It's an absolute honor. I got to fly here today with Vanessa and all of the kids, and you just have such a wonderful family. Everyone is amazing and polite and smart and athletic and talented. So you guys have done a truly amazing job, and it's a testament to your family. And I think this party is really special because my son is here, my sister is here, and the holidays and Christmas are truly about family. And thank God that we have a president and a first lady who puts our families first, who puts America first. And that's why we get to have this special, amazing, beautiful Christmas season the way that it is. And I thank God every day that President Trump won November 5th of last year. And I think we keep making America great again for all of these people here today, our children, our families. So thank you so much for having me. And thank you, President, First Lady.
Thank you. Great. Now you know what I'm talking about. You did a good job. I don't know. Scavino's great, but without that big power, do you think that she would have been interested in him? James, I don't know. I think the power is the thing that did it, right?
And his charming personality.
He's a great guy. You got a great guy, the best.
And he looks great these days.
He's a handsome guy, right? Look at her. She's defending him. Thank you. Aaron, thank you very much. Thank you, darling. Great job. I appreciate it. So Mickey Gallagher, where's Mickey? Mickey from one of the... Now, he's a great player, too. Probably Mickey would agree that he's not quite as good as Bryson. He's the head pro at Bedminster, one of the most respected professionals, the most, like in New Jersey. Forget, he's like a king. And he's a really good golfer. But we've given up on the tour stuff, right, Mickey? We gave up. Well, when you see somebody's 100 yards longer, you say, let's go back to hiring golf pros all over the place, right? Thank you, Mickey, for being here. And he is a great golfer. Really terrific lawyer. He's been with me for a long time. I think he's got his family with him, and his family's great. Alan Garton. Where's Alan? Alan, nice to see you, Alan. Boy, are we winning cases or losing? I think we're winning. I guess we're winning because here we are, right? That's good. Well, you've done a great job, and look at that beautiful baby, huh? That boy, he's not a baby anymore, right? Good, good. Thank you, Alan. Is your wife here? Who we happened to meet on the job? He met on the job. You know, we're not supposed to do that stuff, but they got along very well. I said, to hell with it. We have very flexible rules in the Trump Organization. I said, you know, those two seem to be too... She's a great lawyer. I don't know, she may be a better lawyer than you, Alan, I hate to tell you. But I noticed they came into my office and they were extraordinarily friendly, you know, like they'd walk in, two separate lawyers, and it's strange when they walk into my office and they're holding hands, you know, it's like, I said, what the hell's going on over here, right? So, Alan, I just want to thank you for doing a great job, both of you for doing a great job, and congratulations on the family and everything. A man who's really fantastic. He started off as a speechwriter. And my problem is I didn't stick to his speech that much, but whenever I stuck to his speech, I would never get myself into trouble. But he's one of the greatest speech writers in the world, and together with his partner, Ross, they form a team that, you know, they've been with me right from the beginning. Vince, are you here, Vince? Oh, there you are, Vince. It's amazing the way you blended in. He wants to blend in. And now he's doing something I think that's going to be the most exciting job of all. And Ross is doing really well. They split up probably the first time. You know, they've always been a team. They wrote, they love each other. They got along so well for so many years. And I said, you know, we have a couple of jobs. Vince is unbelievable on policy. And we have a policy thing that's going to be unbelievable happening. Should I announce it or should I keep it quiet? I put Vince in charge of the Triumphal Arch. We're building an arch like the Arc de Triomphe. And we're building it by the Arlington Bridge, the Arlington Cemetery, opposite the Lincoln Memorial. You could say Jefferson, Washington, everything, because they're all right there. And it's something that is so special. It will be like the one in Paris, but to be honest with you, it blows it away in every way. And Vince came in one day and his eyes were teeming. I mean, he couldn't believe how beautiful it was. He saw it and he wanted to do that. That's your primary thing. There is nothing that can compete with that. It's the only city in the world that's of great importance that doesn't have a triumphal arch. You know what that is? And this one is going to blow them all away. The one that people know mostly is the Arc de Triomphe in Paris, France. And we're going to top it by, I think, a lot. The only thing they have is history. You know, 1860 is something, I always say, the one thing you can't compete with, but eventually we'll have that history too. But we're going to have something that the likes of which has never been done before. And it's been waiting for 200 years, literally. I think the Civil War got in the way of it. You know, the opening, they actually have they have four columns, four small columns with the eagles on top. And they have the circle, you know, before on the other side from the Lincoln. And it's so unbelievable. It's so unbelievable. It's been waiting for hundreds of years, and they were going to build on it a couple of times. It never happened. But it's a circle that's been waiting to have the ark built on it. And I think we're very far along. I think you might want to show it to the National Trust if you'd like. You might want to show it to a couple of people. Take a look at it. Because I've always gotten really along well with the National Trust. So take a look and show it to them. And maybe they give you some good ideas too, okay? But I'm proud of you, and I'm really especially proud of the job you've done. From day one, he and his partner, Ross, have been writing really great speeches. And I just wish I stuck with them a little bit more often. But we go on and off those speeches, right? And I think ultimately that's the best combination, right? So one of the greatest in the world, the two of those guys, the greatest. Then we have a man who, to me, this is the most interesting story. Boy, do you look like Ivanka. Has anyone ever told you that? I'm saying, is that Ivanka? Could you just turn around for the camera? Does she look like Ivanka? It's the most unbelievable thing. So I didn't want to take a chance. I say, is that Ivanka? You look just like Ivanka, which is a great compliment, actually. So we have a doctor in the White House named Dr. James Jones. Can I tell the story? And he's a great doctor, highly respected by so many people. He's helped so many people. I've had people come to the White House and they were so sick. I've had people come to the White House along with your partner. You have a lot of partners. You have Walter Reed Medical Center, which I think is the best in the world. They've seen things that nobody wants to see, right? They have, doctors have told me, if you can get out of here, you've seen it all. And that's why they produce some of the best doctors in the world. Well, Dr. James Jones is a great doctor. He was the White House doctor during the Obama administration and during the Trump administration. And I guess during a little bit of those two. Because we had somebody else named Doc Ronnie who actually got a glimpse of Obama in there too. Is that Doc Ronnie back there? No? Doc Ronnie did all three. And he said Trump is in the best health of all. He had Bush, he had Obama, he had Trump. He didn't have Biden. He didn't have Biden. But Dr. James